Hi there, this is Max from Epic Recaps. Today I'm breaking down another amazing movie just for you. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. In a kingdom bursting with life, all the animals come together for big news. Simba, standing tall and proud, shares his joy. His family is growing. He and Nala, his lioness, are living their dream while honoring the circle of life. The animals cheer as Simba shares the good news and celebrates with them. Meanwhile, Nala rests inside a cave, away from home, waiting for Simba. In the next scene, Simba has called upon his two friends, Timon and Pumbaa, for an important task. They are to take care of his daughter, Kiara, while Simba is away to be with Nala. As always, they're bickering and cracking jokes, but Simba cuts in, asking them to focus. Simba warns them not to scare her with their wild stories. Afterward, Simba finds Kiara and gives her a warm hug. Kiara mentions an approaching storm, saying she's nervous. Simba reassures her that Timon and Pumbaa will keep her safe. But as soon as Simba leaves, the two friends can't help themselves. They start telling her a made-up story, bragging about how they defeated Scar, and even ate him. Pumbaa even calls it best meal I ever had. Just then, thunder rumbles, and Kiara gets frightened. Pumbaa tries to calm her with a silly song, but it's Rafiki who finally lifts her spirits. Baboon to the rescue. He visits the cave and tells Kiara she must be brave, just like her dad. Rafiki shares a fun fact. Simba was once afraid of storms too. He explains how Simba's father, Mufasa, taught him to roar at Pride Rock to feel strong. And let's not forget, Mufasa was the GOAT, Lion King, greatest of all time. Hearing this, Kiara doubts she could ever be that brave. To help her, Rafiki begins telling Mufasa's story. Back when Mufasa was a young cub, his parents introduced him to a magical land called Malele. It was full of food, water, and wide open skies. On their way to find Malele, a rare rainstorm turned into a massive flood, sending animals rushing for safety. Mufasa was caught in the rushing water. His father jumped in, risking his life to save him. He pushed Mufasa toward a cliff, urging him to climb to safety. But Mufasa froze, too scared to move. Suddenly, the flood knocked him off balance, and he was swept away. The waters carried Mufasa to a swamp, where he met another cub, Taka. Taka introduced himself as the son of King Obashi, but warned that his father didn't like strangers. As they talked, a crocodile crept up on Mufasa. Taka shouted for him to swim faster, and even tried pulling him out of the water. Just as the crocodile closed in, Taka's mother, Eshe, appeared, roaring fiercely to scare it away. Afterward, Taka's mother scolded him for wandering off and told him to leave Mufasa behind. Mufasa begged to stay, explaining he'd lost his family in the flood. Touched by his story, Taka's mom brought him to their pride. When they arrived, King Obashi was furious. He scolded Taka's mother, insisting outsiders weren't welcome, but she convinced him to give Mufasa a chance. Obashi agreed, but with a condition. Mufasa had to race Taka. If Mufasa lost, Obashi would banish him, but if he won, he could stay. The race began, and Taka was much faster. It seemed Mufasa would lose, but deep down, Taka wanted him to stay. So, Taka slowed down, letting Mufasa win. Obashi had no choice but to let Mufasa live with the pride, though only with the lionesses. Over time, Taka and Mufasa became close, growing up as if they were brothers. However, not everyone liked their bond. One day when the two were playing, some lions complained about the noise. Obashi, still bitter, shouted that Mufasa wasn't his son and could never truly be Taka's brother. Obashi sent Mufasa back to stay with the lionesses, keeping him away from Taka. He warned Taka not to trust Mufasa, claiming he'd turn on him someday. After giving his stern warning, Obashi returned to his nap, confident he was still safeguarding the pride. Nearby, Mufasa was talking to Eshe, unaware that Taka was quietly eavesdropping. Eshe reassured Mufasa that he still had a chance to reunite with his family, but Mufasa was doubtful. He felt his training and efforts were meaningless since Obashi would never fully accept him. Eshe tried to cheer him up, saying he was already part of her family, but Mufasa couldn't shake the feeling that it might be easier to stay lost and live without the burden of responsibilities. Later, Eshe taught Mufasa to hunt and sharpen his senses. Taka, hidden from sight, continued to observe them. As he watched, he noticed something terrifying lurking nearby. Before Mufasa could react, two massive white lions leapt out, attacking Aishe. Taka froze, too scared to help, while Mufasa jumped in to defend Aishe. Overcoming his fear, Mufasa fought courageously, managing to take down one of the attackers. The other fled when it realized it was outmatched. Back at the Pride, Eshi recounted the attack to Obashi. She described the white lions as unusually large and unlike any she'd ever seen. She also praised Mufasa for saving her life, casting a disappointed glance at Taka. Mufasa gained Ishi's heartfelt gratitude and won Kiros's respect and admiration. Mufasa warned Obashi that the white lions were likely to return and urged the Pride to prepare. Meanwhile, the surviving white lion returned to his group, known as the Outsiders, to inform their leader, King Kiros, of the loss. Furious upon learning Mufasa had unalived his only son, Kiros blamed the survivor for failing to protect him. In a rage, Kiros declared the lion would be punished by being fed to their pride. That evening, Obashi learned from a spy that the Outsiders were plotting an attack. The spy also revealed that the Outsiders had 3 times more lions than Obashi's pride. Understanding the danger, Obashi decided to send Taka away to protect him. He asked Mufasa to accompany Taka, swearing him to unwavering loyalty and the duty of protecting Taka as a prince and future king. The next morning, Mufasa confided in Ishe, saying he felt like he didn't belong anywhere. In response, Eshe led him to a stunning view of a faraway land glowing under the sun. She suggested that perhaps his true home was waiting for him out there. Her words reminded Mufasa of something his parents once said, filling him with a sense of purpose. Before Mufasa and Taka left, Taka apologized to Ishe for abandoning her during the attack. Eshe forgave him, saying that courage would come to him when he needed it most. Shortly after they departed, the Outsiders launched a brutal attack on Obashi's pride. Despite their best efforts, Obashi and Ishe were overwhelmed by the sheer strength and numbers of the white lions. The pride fought valiantly, but couldn't hold their ground. Meanwhile, the Outsiders tracked Mufasa and Taka to a lake. Taka crossed it effortlessly, but Mufasa froze, haunted by his fear of water. Before he could act, Kiros and his lions closed in. Kiros spotted Mufasa and recognized him as the one who took his son's life. Fueled by his anger, Kiros was about to attack Mufasa, but Taka saved his brother by grabbing him and jumping off a cliff into the rushing water. As one of the white lions followed them, Mufasa and Taka kept swimming desperately, trying to save themselves in the fast-moving current. Afterward, they met a lioness named Sarabi, who revealed her pride had also been attacked by the Outsiders. With only a bird named Zazu by her side, she was alone. Taka welcomed her to their group, vowing to keep her safe. Mufasa shared his dream of finding Malele, a safe and beautiful place, but Sarabi dismissed it as a fantasy. In a nearby forest, a young baboon named Rafiki was cast out by his tribe for being different. Rafiki had a gift. He could see visions, talk to nature, and heal others, but his abilities were misunderstood. While wandering, he encountered Mufasa, who mistook him for prey. Rafiki's calm demeanor confused Mufasa. Sarabi, suspicious of Rafiki, tried to send him away, but Rafiki insisted that only he could lead them to Melele. That night, Mufasa dreamed of his parents. When he awoke, Rafiki shared that the dream wasn't just random, it was a vision showing Mufasa the path he needed to take. As they traveled, Taka revealed his feelings for Sarabi, asking Mufasa for advice. Mufasa told him to stay calm, be attentive, and bring up something unique, like the duck flower. However, Taka's attempt backfired when he awkwardly told Sarabi she smelled like a duck. Though their conversation started poorly, they eventually began to connect. But before they could get closer, white lions appeared in the distance. Thinking fast, Mufasa sought help from nearby elephants, but they refused to listen. Sarabi devised a clever plan, tossing a beehive into the elephants' area. The panicked elephants charged, scaring away the white lions. During the chaos, Sarabi fell from a tree. Without hesitation, Mufasa saved her, while Taka froze in fear. Afterward, Rafiki used his powers to heal Sarabi. Grateful but confused, Sarabi asked who had rescued her. To everyone's surprise, Mufasa gave Taka the credit. Later, Mufasa came up with a strategy to mislead the white lions. Zazu flew in circles to throw the trackers off their trail, The plan worked, and the group was safe for the moment. Sarabi admired Mufasa's cleverness, giving him a warm lion hug, which made Taka jealous. As they continued, Sarabi realized it was Mufasa, not Taka, who had saved her. She also noticed Mufasa's incredible ability to sense danger from afar and his remarkable sense of smell. She confronted him, expressing her gratitude and respect. Mufasa, humbled, downplayed his actions, but her words meant a lot. Taka, watching from afar, was overwhelmed by jealousy. Driven by his bitterness, he secretly met with Kiros and betrayed Mufasa's location. Pretending to hunt, Taka left a trail for the white lions to follow. Finally, the group reached Malele, a breathtakingly beautiful place. However, their joy was short-lived. The white lions arrived, and Mufasa realized Taka's betrayal. Mufasa united all the animals of Malele with his powerful words, urging them to stand together and fight the white lions to protect their home. Kiros attacked Mufasa, seeking revenge for his son. Though Mufasa tried to fight back, Kiros overpowered him. As Mufasa lay defenseless, Taka watched, guilt weighing on him. Memories of their childhood flashed through his mind, and he was overcome with regret. Taka jumped into the fight, protecting Mufasa from Kiros' attack and taking a deep scar across his face. He pleaded for mercy, but Kiros showed no compassion. Realizing they had no other choice, Mufasa and Taka teamed up to face Kiros together. Kiros was a powerful opponent, and even with their combined strength, Mufasa and the animals struggled to stop him. But they used their surroundings cleverly, luring Kiros into a nearby lake. The water proved to be his undoing, as he couldn't escape its depths. His reign of fear ended there. Mufasa was on the brink of drowning when Taka stepped in once again to save his life. After the battle, the animals of Malele gathered around Mufasa, cheering for him to become their leader. But Mufasa humbly refused, saying they were all equals. Then Rafiki stepped forward, reminding him that leadership was his true calling. Though hesitant, Mufasa was moved by Rafiki's wisdom and finally accepted his role. Before taking his place as king, Mufasa reunited with his mother, who had survived the earlier tragedy. But the joy of their reunion was bittersweet. His father had not made it. Meanwhile, Taka came to Mufasa, full of guilt, asking for forgiveness for his betrayal. Some of the animals demanded Taka be cast out, but Mufasa refused. He declared that as long as he ruled Malele, Taka would always have a home. Taka, overwhelmed by Mufasa's compassion, made a heartfelt request. He asked to be called Scar from that day forward. He chose the name as a symbol of his mistakes and the hurt he had caused. As Rafiki finished sharing the tale with Kiara, she looked up with wonder in her eyes. "I wish I could meet Mufasa someday," she said softly. Soon, Simba and Nala arrived, proudly introducing her to her new baby brother. If you enjoyed this recap, be sure to check out the channel for more reviews and movie recaps. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for all the latest updates. And if you want more movie recaps like this, stay tuned and keep watching.